Oh, that worked beautifully. Oh, I am so impressed with myself. Do not worry, everyone else. We are live. We are here. Hopefully, it's not too loud on the ends of everyone else, including myself. Hello, friends, foes, and familiars. I am Dragons and Cats. I am your host for tonight, and we are playing Dragon's Brew D&D. A little bit of a 5e game going off. We began with the whole plotline of Tyranny of Dragons, but now we're in our own realm, which is the best thing about D&D. So, I'll introduce our cast and go around one by one, and we'll just have a little bit of a reminder from what happened last time. And we'll start with Casimir.
Oh dear. So I'm Luke, playing Casimir, the Tiefling Wizard. Last session, we finished up the fight with Xanathar, the Beholder gang boss, who was plotting with Cult of the Dragon to blow up some locations in Waterdeep with the help of the Xanathar gang. And then, at the end of the fight, something bad happened.
Something bad did indeed certainly happen. So, we'll find out from BM Curfew what that was.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask him directly. Well, the fight had some people come in and backstab a couple of us and then slit one of our throats. And now Ikram is dead.
Now, Ikram has perished during that battle.
Yes.
We now go to Ikram. What's the last thing you remembered?
Just my throat being having a hole in it where it shouldn't.
Yeah, that happened.
I wasn't there for that episode.
It's just an air hole.
I just found out by you that I died.
Well, that's what happens when you miss a session.
Best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, Sandstorm's gonna die.
So yeah, Sandstorm's dead this session. So, I am Dragons and Cats. I will be your host. Previously on Dragon's Brew D&D. Let's just get straight into it. Let's put in a little bit of ambience and let's go into our game. So we transfer over. Transfer over. Do the thing. There we go. Perfect. So, previously on Dragon's Brew D&D, our heroes gathered together after venturing to the north in the attempts to rescue a tiefling sorceress by the name of Macaf. In their failings, they made their way back home and discovered that a ransom note had been sent to the keep, given to them by Ray Nightshade, the tiefling connection Sandstorm has with the Zentarum. In doing so, they uncovered a plot that was to set off multiple powder kegs around the city of Waterdeep, dealing mass amounts of damage and mass amounts of damage to infrastructure and residents, including central government buildings such as the Paragon's Palace and Castle Waterdeep. Now, our friends following this trail did battle with first an old friend by the name of Alana, who also just happened to be a lich, which they found out the name of this lich woman who they last they last bested in Shalt a year and a half ago. In doing so, they discovered her name while a conversation was going on between her and a member of the Xanathar's Guild. Her name is Zindala Shadowmant. Our heroes then engaged with this lich and the Zentarum foes. Not Zentarum, the Xanathar foes. And eventually the Beholder itself, the Xanathar, came down to face them. A mighty great horn flourished from its forehead as its eye stalks shot off rays that were a bit tedious for the party. But after a harsh battle, an old familiar figure by Aravax the Fox Traveler, not just one of Aravax, but two, this trained assassin who they assaulted in Baldur's Gate more than 2 years ago. Yeah, that's right, it's been 2 years since the beginning of the campaign. In-game time. It's a bit of time. After Ikram was thrown unconscious by the Xenophar, one of the Aravaxes dealt some harsh blows to Belvin and then looked to Ikram to quickly finish off the job, knowing fair well that Ikram was able to cast healing magic because they'd faced Ikram before. After losing patience, Belvin, Casimir, and Sandstorm went hard against these two assassin foes and the Beholder. The Beholder then dead. Belvin it reanimated until Belvin was able to rip out the horn that lodged in its head. It then took form into a sword. The sword then absorbed the great sword known as Haziron as they were leaving. Over the span of a week since Ikram's death, Casimir, Belvin, and Sandstorm have been working furiously with the city guard, the city watch, and the Harpers of Waterdeep, going to all the different sites in which the gunpowder plot was located. I'd like to hand it over to Belvin, Sandstorm, and Casimir, as Sandstorm actually looks over to the two of you and suggests that we head home. You were still in Waterdeep, you're at the Troll Skull Manor, and is there anything that you would have done prior to or after this day?
I would have contacted the Order of the Gauntlet and talked to Ontha about the situation and that kind of stuff. Who would be best suited to bring our companion back to life.
And you do get a very hastily reply. Tells you that there is a cleric by the name of Ella. She's currently at Bioski Bridge with Ord Firebeard. They'll be travelling up as soon as they can. Now, you recognise the name Ord Firebeard as the, back then, sergeant of Camp Vengeance in Cholt.
Yeah, I remember him. Okay, so he's going to come. He's on his way to Waterdeep.
He's on his way to Waterdeep via teleportation circle. Otherwise, they can be sent via to Riverguard if you wish.
Yes,
and only with permission.
Yep. I would ask if he could send a message out to this cleric to go to Riverguard, and we will meet her there.
It's received, and Ontha replies that it shall be done.
All right.
They'll be there as soon as they can.
And I will play that message onto Casimir and Sandstorm.
Casimir, tell me about the gentle repose that you cast on Ikram. what's Casimir feeling through this time? When does he do it? Does he post attack or post
like
encounter?
immediately, like as soon as we had a breather, basically, because he has to ritual cast it. Like he knows that Ikram isn't going to stay dead. Well, hopefully, but it's still hard to see him dead temporarily.
Curious about this gentle repose. Actually, would that count to revivify?
Well, it's a ritual cast because I don't have it prepared, so it would have taken more than a minute anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't count to revivify.
Righto. Okay.
Because if I had it prepared, I think it could work.
And also,
But
back then...
I'm also out of spells at that point.
And yeah, you were out of spells as well, Belvin.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying if that like
It extends
stopped
it.
it and it extended it to the next day, because it lasts for 10 days, I would have done it the next day.
Yeah, it would have.
But yeah, it was a bit too long. So that's cool. I was just curious because then I'm like, well, I mean, if you did get it in time, I would have just cast Revivify on him the next day.
Contingencies.
Yes.
Next
That's
time we'll plan for Ikram's death.
No, that's cool. I was just making sure.
So yeah, I'd say just while casting the ritual, Kaz would basically just have his eyes closed because he wouldn't want to actually look at Ikram's corpse. It's pretty rough.
You close your eyes. It's that. It's something I myself can't describe. I can actually. You close your eyes. You press down onto him, touching him, cupping his hand. You're a mix of emotions as he's staring down. As you close your eyes, you know he's there. You can feel he's there, but whether this is forever or just for a bit, you're not sure. But that feeling of loss is sparked by that feeling of hope. You feel like you know that it's going to be okay and that there's a chance. And with word from Belvin, not cleric, arriving at Riverguard, the three of you gather your things and you can bamf on back.
Teleport us back to Riverguard.
Returning back to Riverguard, there is... It's fair to say that all the joy of your arrival is then quickly vacuumed.
Before we do that, sorry, I would cover up Ikram's body, like have a card or something, so it's not just like public.
Okay.
Don't want to just come in carrying a corpse. We'd like make it subtle. So
Yeah.
we came back with a card.
Well, I mean, as if nobody really knows that though, because I mean, they've seen Belvin's corpse in Riverguard.
And that didn't go down real well, so we'd be a bit more subtle this time.
It didn't.
Just fold him up and
not
put him
really.
in a chest.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna bring him back anyway. We'll just chop him up. I don't think it works like that, but
That's how this thing works, isn't it?
I mean, we can always, if Raised Dead doesn't work, we can always use like necromancy, bring you back as a zombie.
Just a zombo. Zomcrim.
Zombie crim.
Angel zombie.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, Carl. It's an idea.
It is definitely an idea. And we will test run it one day if you wish.
Angel zombie bear.
Jesus.
So, while While you arrive, the cart is there with you on teleportation circle. The somber expressions on your faces, realizing that you have returned home with your friend reposed in the back of a cart. You were welcomed by Alton. At your return, Osha's there patiently awaiting as well. Colvin also approaches up to you, Belvin, and says, and slaps you on the thigh. Well, boy, took a bit of trouble, but we got it done. If you ever return back to yourself, this set, we're waiting for you as well. We've also got this full loadout completed for you, and he goes ding, ding, on your half plate.
Thank you greatly. I'll look into that at a later time.
Oh, no, of course. All right then. No harm, no foul. Busy week, I guess. All right.
Yeah. It was something. I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder and just keep moving.
Osha comes over as you're stepping down and goes, we've had a bit of problem with just a few little creatures here and there coming past. It's something that myself, Cyrus, and Nico have been able to handle, but everything's been quite fine. Though Muddles is a bit upset, and we don't know why. He's not talking to me. Where is Ikram?
Don't worry, he'll be back soon.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then Belvin's gonna look over at Casimir and just kind of whisper, should we inform Osa? She might be able to help.
Let's get things prepared first. We don't want to cause an uproar.
Okay.
okay.
We'll get back to you, Osa.
No, all good. It hasn't developed into a problem yet, but it's just more pests, really.
Thank you for the update.
No, not a problem.
And we just need to organize some things. If you'll excuse us.
Alton's standing by the door of the keep and goes, yes, organizing a few things, you reckon? Don't worry, we've got a couple of scouts on the line. They nothing really new to report on the front from Daggerford. There hasn't been any sign of Tyrus. The few new refugees coming in though from the south. So a couple of elves have set up shop actually, herbalists. We gave them one of the smaller spaces. They said they didn't need much, so.
Having some herbalists in the area could be very helpful.
No, that's what I said. I was like, hey, I'm sure the entire place needs a little bit more better herbs here and there, eh?
Well, we'll have to go make our acquaintance at a later date.
You see, at this point, Sandstorm is not even speaking to them, to anyone who's coming up to you. Sandstorm has just gone directly to the nearest shadow he can and has vanished out of sight. Completely.
Do we know if the cleric has arrived before us, or are we waiting for them to arrive?
Waiting for them to arrive.
Okay.
We are expecting a guest to be arriving via teleportation in the next coming days.
Okay, I'll let the boys boys and girls know, and those in between, and we'll make sure that once they're, we'll make sure someone's watching the circle the entire time.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Is there a reason for a cleric? I mean, looks over to Casimir and says, I'm sorry about sorry about the gnome. He's a great guy. Sad he perished, but we are actually have been looking for someone, as people have been asking about a place of prayer.
Well, if you hear of anyone, I'd be happy to check them out. They might find a place here.
Oh, hopefully so. Hopefully so. I'll keep an ear out. Keep an ear to the ground, as they say. Anyway, head on through, you guys.
Just gotta maintain a poker face.
Exactly. Both of you can give me deception checks.
We've had a few days to sort of process things.
Yeah.
Deception. Oh, yeah.
Between the two of you, you were keeping it very well under wraps.
Just business as usual.
Absolutely.
Just a tough time away from Riverguard. It just seems to be the case anyway.
I'm not crying. Someone was just cutting onions.
Someone else is crying.
Outdoors? Yes.
And as you...
we just came from some place that was raining, alright?
Raining onions.
As you enter the halls of Riverguard, the doors close by the guards beside you. You pan out to see the town of Riverguard itself has grown a little bit since.
Ooh.
It's probably way too loud for stream.
I think that's good now. Maybe. Well, there's two musics playing.
And there's also roommates coming past.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Roommates.
god!
I know, right? We move on as the camera pans out up into the sky beyond the clouds. A bird passes overhead. This hawk's mighty wings beat as they fly ever higher. Along the arches of the world, into the nether that is the divine gate, crossing over to the other side, to that of an incredible sight. Ikram, you can hear the sound of birds chirping. It's nighttime. You look over. Why is that my image? I have no idea. I lost my whole image.
Oh no.
So you weren't supposed to have the moon above the city?
It's very romantic for a death
Yes.
scene.
It's very romantic for a death scene, yes. But regardless, you gotta do it anyway. So, bear with me. Ikra. How you doing, buddy?
Good. This is funny. It's just funny hearing everyone talk. Just sitting back and taking it in.
As
Isn't that what Ikram does anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. What do you mean I'm dead?
D-E-D.
Dead.
So, Ikra, as you stand on the edge of a meadow, this cliffside meadow. Below is a ocean of silver that swirls in calm repose up against the white sandstone. You see your hands as you glow in a golden light. You are in a incredibly comfortable robe, that of gold and embroidered white. Your hair is finely combed. There are crickets chirping in the background. Soft of the wind beyond. You feel it's blowing north. Strangely, as your hair flickers behind you, you must be standing on the northern side of a cliffside somewhere. There's the image.
I was gonna say it's been white this whole time. I didn't want to say anything.
Just your eyes adjusting, that's all. It's very bright.
That's all it is. Your eyes have just been adjusting the entire time. That's
Oh my god.
all it was.
Alright, looks nice,
And
but
this
don't
is
get
my
comfy.
view right now.
Don't get comfy.
Man, this place is perfect.
Yeah. Hey,
Never
come
want to
back.
leave.
There you go. There you go, stream. Done. Make sure you always prep your things. So, you stand there in the parapet of this cliffside meadow. You look around, you see gentle hills and lush green valleys that lead up to a dizzyingly impossible mountain behind you. You feel like you've been here before. Part of you's always been here. You see dotted on across the valley towards the mountain, small settlements and archons of palaces. Mercutia is known for its great tombs and monuments to noble fighters and paladins who now rest here. These warriors are honored during an annual day of memory, such as the Festival of the Moon. As you look to your side, you see that there is a possibly old human, grey beard, grey hair is covering their eyes and most of their face. You just see their nose and their beard just wobble as they stand there in these shining silver robes. Their hands, their old frail hands, are resting on a little walking stick.
Do I recognize this person at all, or is it just complete stranger?
It's a bit of a mix between both. You feel as if it is someone you do not know, though you do recognize.
But they have a familiar.
They've got that familiar tang to them, and
Yeah.
then it clicks. Upon the battle against Glazehail back long ago, over a year and a half now, back against the Cult of the Dragon on the flying ice fortress of Skyreach Castle. A figure emerged before you and held you against the ice walls of the cavern in a dragon fight. The day that your golden flames reactivated, brought back to this life, your wings also spread for the first time in your form. That day, long ago, Casimir you thought, crippled until your healing flames restored his body through the greater magics held deep within you. the same figure turns to you. You've been gone for some time. How does it feel to be back?
Would I have any memory of this place at all?
You can make me a wisdom check. And tell me your charisma modifier.
Three. And my roll was 9.
Well then, you have
No idea.
no idea, my friend. This
Okay,
this is new. Everything, there is a warm buzz deep within your stomach. Something familiar, something different, something homely about this area. This place.
I feel like I've never been here. Where am I?
Necrucia, in second layer of Mount Celestia.
Sounds
Yo.
fancy.
There it is. You're beyond your world. You're in that of the divine space now. I welcome you home.
So I died?
Yes, you did. There is no other reason why you would be back, Ricerath.
Well, how come I'm in this body instead of my original one?
Well, apparently this is now something you prefer.
Hmm?
Is that not true? I am not the one to control
I'm not
over
gonna
you here in your rest.
I've definitely become a lot more comfortable with this new form.
That is very good to hear. I take it you have learned much over the millennia.
Would I have my memory back of everything?
Not of everything, but you do remember that once upon a time you were the Gold Dragon Ricerath, the Golden Claws, whose healing energies originated directly from.
Yeah, it's just more that I wouldn't remember this millennia, like all of the things that he's talking about.
No. You remember only what you know from Ikram's life and what you've heard and felt from.
Yeah.
Though you do feel your connection to this flame ever since that vision you had of the next godplate has moved from a warm fire to a calming light.
I'm gonna say, my life has been quite a roller coaster, but it's been a fun one.
It won't be the last time, I must say.
Why is that?
I've heard word from a worshipper. But the choice is yours and yours alone. Come, there is someone I wish for you to meet. And the old man
Sure.
begins to walk across this shin-high grass meadow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow him because I got nothing else to do, I guess. I'm gonna touch the grass. Does the grass feel real, or is it kind of just like an illusion?
You put your hand down on it, and it's got more vibrant life in it and positivity than anything that you ever felt in Ikram's life.
So you'd say that I'm like on a real good high right now, like
I'm saying that
love and life.
you are blessed, child. No, literally, you are actually benefiting from a blessed spell at the moment. Belvin's done it to you a couple of times in the past, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that same feeling of just, yeah, right. Okay.
That's some good grass.
It's like, oh shit.
Best damn grass I've ever had.
Best damn grass you've ever had.
Just like pocket a little bit of it.
You said I'm
Yeah,
wearing
like,
all white and my hair's brushed.
Yep.
Probably the neatest you've ever been in your
It's
entire
weird.
life.
It's a bit weird.
Just incredibly neat.
So non-Ikram.
I'm gonna mess my hair up a little bit.
Just feels like something's wrong.
It just feels off.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
The next morning dawns at Riverguard. You all made aware that horses have arrived at the gate, and alongside of that comes Alton charging in. It's just showing some merchants into the place. A guard came up directly and told me, sorry for interrupting breakfast. They're here. They're here. And you see passing through the doors, it gets kicked down. Melvin, my boy! The river guards! Walking on in is this incredibly long red-bearded dwarf. His hair's been swept back. You see it's got rings chained onto it and along down the side of his face. And on his beard are these metal rings that go around the beard. You see that there's dwarven script written upon it. As the dwarf walks in, Ord Firebeard is at your service. Behind him stands this cleric of Bahamut. It is clear that it's her. She bows before you and says, "My name is Ella. It's wonderful to meet you." Her ensemble is that of these clergy robes mixed with scale mail. Her chestnut brown hair has a divine silver shine to it. For her high elf form, she is tall. She looks very well muscled, if not lean. And the long sword on her hip rests comfortably above a gold dragon snaked dagger that sits above it. Very much so identical to that of Sandstorm's.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Ella.
It's wonderful to meet you as well. I hope you've been well. Even within your loss.
Yes, well, we do hope you can
Wait, where are we?
provide assistance in that aspect.
Riverguard. You're at Riverguard.
Yeah, but where specifically? Who's around?
So, you have... Sandstorm's not there. Sandstorm's upstairs, sulking. Claws on Strings is playing a smooth melody while Nicola is also having breakfast. He's talking with a couple of the guards over at the table.
I just like whisper to Belvin, be subtle.
Of course. Could everyone vacate this room, please? There's something that we need to discuss with Firebeard and Ella.
Claws on Strings stops the playing and goes,
Twang.
"Doing." Certainly, I guess. Always a bit more of a shine to go play underneath the sun and the warmth. Yes. Tell Sandstorm that's where I'll be. Nico, would you like to? And you see Nico is already approaching. He's like, hell yeah, bit of loot under the sun. Down for that. He goes, you're gonna have to tell. And he wraps his arm around claws and strings, and as they're leaving, you hear him say, "You're gonna have to tell me about some of these melodies you played in a couple of bars. I heard that there's a few," and they're continuing their conversation as they walk off. The guards leave on duty too, as they go outside the door, and you see one of them, which is James, looking and go, "Would you like us to make sure no one comes in and interrupts?"
Please.
Of course. And Alton looks at you and says, "Well, I'm going to tell the kitchen staff and just let them know that need not be disturbed. I'll be back, but I'm probably going to have a couple of glasses of wine while I'm at it." And he goes into the kitchen. Ord goes, "So where's the hospitality? No celebratory drink? Where's the ale?" I'm kidding, boy. It's okay.
We have bacon if you would like some at this point.
Oh, bacon's always a pleasure. No matter how myself. And you see Ella just kind of nod at that and says, I'm fine. We have a matter at hand. I feel is fairly important.
Indeed. You can have as much ale as you like once we're finished with our business.
You see that Ella tucks her robes in underneath her. She sits down at the opposite end of the table from you. I ask only for the material components to be provided. We currently very low on stock, considering our last assault from the cult, the dragon. A large number of our knights and warriors fell during the attack on the calling Calamity.
Of course, we would be more than happy to provide those.
What do you require?
A diamond. Fair in size. Used for the ceremony. A location that the soul would be most familiar with. And just a little bit about the soul. Tell me at least a story. Tell me something about them. And I'm prepared for the castle. Just
We won't do it here. I believe we should travel to a place that holds a special meaning for him. To his small forest.
Which I'm sure you would have seen on your way in here.
Ah, yes. Often to the distance, to the east, up the river. Large forest.
Yes.
Very out of place for the terrain.
Well, Ikram grew it himself.
Ikram did. Who is this Ikram?
Ikram is our fallen comrade. Friend.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound impersonal, but these matters do take a little bit of familiarity and a learning curve between myself, the family, and the victim.
Well, shall we gather the materials and head over there?
Of course. I'm ready when you are.
So I'm pretty sure we have diamonds in our treasure hoard.
Sure we
Like
do.
we have heaps of gems. I haven't got it written down exactly.
Just FYI, gonna need a diamond that's at least 1,000 gold.
I can always fabricate a few diamonds together, I believe.
Yeah, that's cool.
So. Just gotta check we actually have diamonds. Pretty sure we do.
You do? So, as gather what you need.
Yep, we're good.
You lead her out. Well, how would you like to take her and Ikram through the town, through the settlement, up the road towards the forest that he created?
Hmm.
Yeah, Casimir.
Alright. Does Belvin want to bring the cart? And I'll just sort of do like a quick tour.
I can
Just
pull
as-
the cart.
No, I mean like get a horse and bring the cart or something.
Yeah, there's a horse and cart in this table.
Don't have to have Belvin bring the cart. Like,
I'll pull the cart.
Belvin, we have horses for that.
Do we though?
Yes. It looks super weird if you pull the cart.
There is,
And I think
Belvin
should-
has his own cart with weights on it that he pulls every other morning. So
I think I'll say to Kaz will say to Belvin, I think we should bring Osa.
I agree. I do think Osa will be very beneficial to this.
She deserves to be there too.
Okay. So,
So actually, yeah, Kaz might try and take the cleric to go fetch Osa while Belvin takes the cart.
All right. Yeah, I'll take the cart to the forest.
okay. As you walk out the front of through the main gates, Casimir alongside Ella, looking upon the garden out the front of the keep, where the veggie patch is now packed with workers as they're currently harvesting and tending to the seasonal vegetables and produce. The guards up on the wall watching over them, making sure they're safe, and you see that Anki is lying happily upside the castle wall, watching over Osa as she works tediously alongside the other townsfolk of Riverguard. You see she wipes the sweat off her brow, leaving trails of dirt as she then brings the rake, the hoe up and over, and clears a hole through the soil. She then puts a hand down on the earth, and you see moisture begin to gather from the air around and cultivate into the ground. And she looks over and goes, Casimir, how are you? What's going on? What? You have a new friend?
Yeah, this is Ella. So,
It's wonderful to meet you. And she puts her hand out, incredibly grubby. And with that, Ella puts her hand out and clasps her hand and says, "Wonderful to meet you as well. Hope all is well." Just another day.
Have you been practicing your druidcraft?
Why, of course. I've been doing it every day ever since I got here. I've been trying.
I hope it's not too much an issue, but we need your help with a matter. It might take a little while.
Oh, no, of course. I'm willing to help completely.
All right then.
What is it? I'll just tell John Eighth that I'll be taking. Hey, John Eighth, going on my break now. Urgent. Yeah, don't worry. He's got the message. So she goes, right, so what's going on?
We need to go to the forest. No, I'll explain when we get there.
Has he been loafing around? Fucking has. We got all this work to do, and he's hiding out in the woods playing. My God! All right, come on. You then make your way alongside Ursar and Ella Casimir, deep within the forest. Once through the dense forest, you arrive at the tallest tree, the site where Ikram first planted and cast his magic into the soil, cultivating it, causing it to grow at a spectacular rate. Once you're there, upon arrival, she does ask, "So, tell me about them. Who were they? What?" As you're walking there, beside you, Casimir.
Who's she asking about?
She's asking about Ikram. So tell me about them. What kind of person were they? What feats did they achieve in life? What caused their death? And it's at that, Osa goes, "Death? What?"
Well, and Kez will keep walking, and he'll sort of beckon. Well, I wasn't entirely honest with you, Osa, when we returned to Waterdeep. Although, what I said is true. Ikram will return. Unfortunately, we had a fatal combat against the cult of the dragon, and Ikram fell temporarily.
She reaches out and grabs you around the robe collars and says, You promise me he comes back? I don't want to lose him as a parent. I can't. No, he can't die."
Kaz will just
Is that
put a
why?
hand on her shoulder and be like, "He is coming back, and he's my parent too."
And she's gonna reach in and just hug and hold you. Says, "He's a good sort. He's been a good dad."
I understand it's hard. You need to be strong now, and we will bring him back.
And at this point, Belvin will lean over and just to Ella just be like, "That is one showing of who Ikram was to other people. Is to other people. Always looking out for everyone else. And always not afraid to stay true to who he is. You know, he's never swayed by much, and he's always, very, very carefree person."
Yeah,
in his own way. But
Easygoing.
but we all look up to him, and he does. He does. Make us feel comforted in a way.
I understand. I believe I understand. Shall we begin?
All right.
If there's anything
Then we'll
you'd like
take him out of the cart, and then he's going to lay him in front of the tree now.
Osa goes over to him.
Actually, he's gonna sit him on the tree. He's not gonna lay him flat. He's gonna have him sitting back up against the tree.
Osa goes over to him and kind of
Bandages around his neck.
bandages, yeah.
Don't want to just have it plain sight.
Puts the hand up on his cheek and then down to the wounds that then go down to the clavicle. Because he looks so peaceful. You better come back and you better keep on playing around in these forests. I can't tend to them all myself. Ella steps forward, putting a hand on her shoulder. It's okay. We shall begin the ritual. As you three step back, she pulls out of her kit. Starts burning incense and pulls out a censer in the shape of a sword and lights the burning herbs inside as it smokes and calls out. She steps around the tree and the smoke begins to linger down onto the ground.
As she's setting that up, Belva's just gonna step back and he's gonna talk into his ring. Sandstorm, I know you're probably around somewhere watching. Your input could help greatly here as well, if you were up to it. And that's it.
Okay. After completing the circle around the tree, this huge thing as the light shines down from the sun above. The clouds moving overhead, you see a beam of sunlight begins to shine down around the area. She then puts the censer down in front of Ikram. As the smoke then billows out around it. The incense blocks burn beside his seated body as the plumes of smoke whip around and onto the ground around him. She then unsheaths her sword, drawing it out to the side. She steps up to the body, grabs it by the hilt with the blade pointing down, and sends it down into the ground between the censer and his feet. So deep into the earth that she has to take a knee. She then looks over and asks for the diamond.
Kazul, mage handed over to her.
She takes it and cups it in her hand. You then begin to see the divine energies begin to channel from the censer of the sword, which is her holy symbol, as it glows in a platinum light that then shines through into the diamond. She then asks, looking over to you or to the side, if you wish to offer your calling to the soul before the ritual is complete, you are all welcome to.
Kazul to Belvin. Well, do you want to go first?
Belvin will just nod and he'll grab his longsword he brought with him. He'll flip it in his hand, and he'll also stab it into the ground, take a knee, and he will say, "Helm, I plead that you offer your own guidance to help my comrade Ikram's soul. He is still very much needed in this realm." And then he'll just throw up a divine smite from his sword, so it billows radiant energy from it.
Okay. So. You can make me a... This is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, so let's go for a religion check.
Ugh. 18.
Oh.
18. All right. Very nice. Ursa will then step forward and she'll hold up her druidic focus, which is a small little chestnut knot from a tree. You gave me this during training when you first showed me that what I could do, and it's been something I just have never grown apart from. The natural world keeps turning, so will we. So she's going to make a nature check.
You can do it, Osa.
How dare you guys? I shouldn't even allow you guys to do this. How dare you?
What?
No kidding.
I'll slap you.
Bring in an NPC to come and do things for you.
The fuck?
What the
This is such an ego ride for me.
Alright, let's bury him now.
Well, the
I
actual
mean, the
was,
character can't actually hear anything you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
It's just like,
nah, but the thing is,
Yeah, turn
Belvin
the
actually
mic down.
just stabbed Ikram's body, not actually the ground. You just
It's like,
Ah,
oh,
just in between the toes.
Alright,
No
here
one notices.
we go.
Ikram will notice when he wakes up.
Whoa.
On an 8.
No, that's a 24, mate.
Yeah, I take 24.
No, you can't take the 24. On 8, she calls out. She's focusing as hard as she can. She's just calling out her understanding of the circle of life. But Grim's knowledge of that is beyond that of 2 dimensions. Casimir.
Kezel sort of walk forward and just like sit next to Ikram. Well, I hope you can hear me, Ikram. We've been on quite the journey together now over the last 18 years, I think. That day when you found me in that cave, you saved me. And on that day you became my light. I have ever since then, I've aspired to be like you, and to save others, and to protect the weak. And we have. But there's still more work to be done. And honestly, I don't think we can stop the cult without you. We need you, and the world still needs you. Ikram, not Rysarath. You grew this forest, and you built Riverguard, Ikram. And these people still need you. And if the gods don't want you to come back, or if you, being the lazy asshole that you are, don't want to come back, then I'll track down your soul myself and force you to come back. Because we still need you.
That was cute as fuck.
That was. You can make an intimidation check.
Oh, God. Do I get advantage?
I had a feeling that was going to be the case once you said that last thing.
You can have advantage with that.
Oh, yes. Because it's so shit. Oh. The least threatening.
I really wish I heard all these like my character did. Would have been great.
Right. Your spidey sense will be tingling.
She then, as you then hear the sound of the diamond shattering, magic begins to take effect as the ritual begins to be complete.
Yeah.
The swirl of light around from the diamond shards in the air move over and scatter in and around as she clutches her sword. Lord of the Wind, give us strength. For one strong enough to stand against the evil around us has fallen. On around, we stumble and fall in times of harsh days. And be crushed under the tides of darkness that flood around us. I need your aid to save them from the shadows of the world. And from themselves. Because even as I put my sword against the foes of the people, and even though my shield guards the defenseless from evil's claws, in time we could become exactly what we seek to abolish. So Platinum Flower, give me strength. Do not this task for me. Do not consider this a child demanding favor. But Father, give us strength, so that we might do your will. Grace me with the gifts of your children, that I might set about the task set before me, and before this one that I call back. Give me aid, and allow this life to soar once again. For they are eager to test themselves and push on their ever-blazing light. She then pulls the sword out of the ground. Rise! The sword from the light from the sword then shines bright across the forest, enveloping it in light. As you throw your hands up from the light, or close your eyes from the shining beacon, after the beating of leathery wings, Ikram, you have landed alongside with this alongside this man dismounting off the flat the creature that gave you flight here. It was a slight journey, but informative. You make your way across this field to what is a palace made of mithril. You see that there is crystal stained glass windows around this entire palace. It glows in a platinum light. As you stand there before it, the man then takes a turn to the left, going down a small path. There's someone I want you to meet. Someone who wants to thank you. Continuing down, you get to the crest of a hill where there is a small, comfortable hut. There is, strangely enough, a clothesline out the back, sheets, bed sheets that are hanging in the
With
wind.
an old rocking chair.
There's an old rocking chair as well. Coming out of the house as coming towards the house as the old man stops. They gesture forward. They're not here. They're not expecting me. Continue.
Thanks, mate.
You approach the small cabin. You then hear footsteps from inside on the wooden floorboards to then a door opening. Pant and puffed, you see as they come racing up towards you. About chest height compared to you, they're charcoal grey skin, with light grey hair and a loose braid ending at around her chest, thrown over her shoulder in front of her. You see very fluffy black wings, very thin and delicate looking. You see a flicking tail and eyes that burn orange, that resonate and flicker similar to that of the flames that killed her. Something about this person's essence seems familiar. It's so their look is completely, what's the word?
It's not Casimir's mum, is it? Is that what you're implying?
The resemblance is uncanny. Running out towards you, they just throw their arms around you and say, "Thank you. I've been watching," as they hug you.
It's kind of weird because me and Casimir haven't even hugged, so like,
I mean, I think we half hugged once.
yeah, you know what I mean. We're not huggers.
You taught me well.
So do a bit of a kind of like an awkward hug, but I understand where it's coming from. So like, it's awkward, but it's comforting at the same time.
You then
How old
begin.
was he again when she found him? When I found him?
Pardon?
How old was
I
he?
think.
4?
About 4, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's been 18 years, so he'd be
22.
22, yeah.
Well, you laid a good foundation, so it wasn't much on my behalf. He's a good kid.
At the end of that, you then begin to hear something echoing back of your head. Words of Belvin, the words of Oshar, the words of Casimir. all at once. Something pulling on you. Pulling on your soul. Pulling on yourself. You then feel the light around you begin to dim. And she takes a couple of steps back. Looks at you. Disbelief at this reunion about to be torn asunder. You then feel the old man's hand on your shoulder. This calm, affirmative figure behind you. It's your choice if you wish to return. There is more to do.
Have I heard the words that they have all said, or is it just kind of like the sounds of them?
The words there, you've heard everything they've said as it all came rushing towards you in a massive rush.
He hasn't pulled me back yet, though. Like, I'm still, like, within talking distance of his mum.
Yes, arm length away.
I've got to go back. Is there anything you want me to say to him on your behalf?
Tell him I love him. Tell him I want him to be happy. There's so much. There's so much I want to tell him. Take care of him, please.
Always.
And with that, I am going to roll the
Oh,
D20.
shit.
Oh,
I thought you'd already rolled it and
it's going to be real awkward if you fail now.
Is it? And I will also take a photo of this and I will send it to...
Oh,
send it to Rob.
shit. I know what you have to beat.
Just tilt the camera down for the live roll.
Actually,
Yeah, it's probably better.
yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to write. That's such a good idea.
What if it? I don't know what roll you need.
So, stream, this is my roof.
Oh, nice.
Bit of chip paint there too.
Yep,
Courtesy of Sandstorm.
on the roof.
Yeah. But you know how they go. These kids.
You don't know what they do at night.
Oh, God.
Fine, you can just take a photo.
No, this works.
Oh, my God. Ugh. Oh, here we go.
So, are you going to tell us what number we need to get, or are you going to leave that a mystery?
What would you prefer?
Oh, God. Just roll it and then tell us if we made it or not.
Oh, you'll know if you made it or not, because... Is this dice easy to see? If I put this dice here, is it easy to see?
No.
No, but
Okay.
whatever.
You'll have to go like above it, kind of.
That
one's easy to see.
Oh, 20. Perfect.
20.
Alright. Here it is. Here's the roll, fam.
Will I be making a new character?
I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't see. Oh, that looks
18 or
high.
5?
Was that an 18?
Yeah, that's an 18.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
And
We
with
did
I thought it was a 5 for a second there.
it. I know. So I was like,
that would have been awkward.
Rob, did you make a new character?
Yeah, she's right before you.
What?
Nothing?
Jesus.
Yes?
That'd be too much of a roller coaster.
Ah.
Back, wouldn't that be a bit of a plot sweet twist?
Come back as Kaz's mum.
No.
I think he was more talking about Ella.
Oh, that one too.
Yep.
So,
I thought you meant in front of Ikram, not in front of us.
I thought so.
Ikram, with that, you close. Your eyes are forced to close as you feel that there is a gentle fall, like you were a leaf on the wind blowing alongside. This leaf in the wind experience then changes to that of something gliding on the air, enjoying the force, some warm celestial force sending you on your way through the cosmos. Light permeates around you from behind. Turn your head and you can see that there is the divine form of Rysarath, your dragon. You, what you were. Its wings spread out wide, its claws, its front legs tucked under as it rides on this celestial wind. But there's a difference to it. Usually, whenever you've channeled the power of this being, you've felt a warmth of fire. This time, it's more of a calming light. This light then begins to envelop the draconic form and then yourself completely. As you are turned in, as you and it are changed into a beam of light that goes rocketing down towards, through the divine gate, into a crystal sphere in the astral flogstrom, the astral sea itself, penetrating through the crystal sphere's barrier to a planet as you then separate through clouds. At the tree, you then see a ray of light, just with the passage of time, shine on Ikram. Ikram, you feel this calming warmth in your skin. Your eyes twitch, you're sore, you're pained. Everything hurts as you take a breath. Welcome back.
Is Casimir still sitting next to me?
Yeah, I would have been sitting there the whole time.
Gonna wake up and kind of look around and see that Casimir's sitting next to me, and put my hand on his shoulder and kind of give him a smiling nod.
Ah, I had a good
And
sleep.
say, damn it! That's the best threat you've got, huh?
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Belvin's just gonna walk up to him and then just offer his hand to, if he wants to stand up.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
Oh, it's good to be back. Thanks everyone for your nice, kind words.
I can imagine you're feeling pretty exhausted right now. I'll help you back to Riverguard if you'd like.
What's my, I don't know, am I just really sore or?
You are really sore. So, at the success, your mortal wound is closed around your neck.
Cool scar though.
Cool, very cool scar, though death is an ordeal. You have a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you finish a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1. So it's going to take 4 days to fully recover.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
all right.
you're pretty much fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You just kind of died.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Can I still walk though? Like I don't want to be carried if I can walk.
Yeah, you can.
I wasn't gonna carry you. I was gonna like help.
Just like give you like a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Ah,
Yeah, you can still walk. That's perfect.
Or you can
fine.
get you like a
I'll just
branch
walk, yeah.
and have a walking stick or something.
I've got my wife beater. I mean my
No,
The crippler.
bad.
well,
No, not cool.
I was like,
Not
what do you,
cool.
you got a
Sorry.
singlet?
yeah, I was thinking my singlet then. I was like, what the
No.
fuck?
Sure you were. Sure you were. Wow.
I don't even understand how you got to that.
Yeah, like
Neither. Like,
Like you've got a singlet, okay? So how's that gonna help you walk?
odds are, unless you have the crippler attached to you at all times, and we wouldn't have taken it off you.
yeah, you
brought it.
You don't have any gear on you whatsoever.
I could just lean on my shoulder, mate.
Fine. But I'm not going to enjoy it.
We got a cart as well. You can sit on that if you want.
Oh yeah, I'll sit on the cart.
Now, Belvin, don't pull the fucking cart.
As you head on back,
Kaz will sort of nod for Osha to go to Ikram.
Ikram, you receive the tightest hug since, well, you don't know. You were just held very tightly. You see this elven woman then approach you, sheathing her sword. She puts her hand upon you. Hopefully this helps to get you home and go about your day a bit easier. And you see her hand shines as she, you feel this wavy this lethargic wave to disperse over you as you go from having 1 hit point to then being healed for 80 as she casts heal on you.
Just in case you get bitten by like a spider or something and die again.
Trip over as I get off the cart.
Slip on a banana peel, fall, dead.
She goes, well, we best make our way back.
Kaz will go up to Ella and say, thank you. If you ever need assistance with any arcane matters, you only need to ask.
Of course, there is actually urgent need for me to be in Waterdeep right now, so while we're here, I absolutely wouldn't mind if we have a bit of a break and you can send me back on my way directly.
I can send you back immediately, if you're
Well, we also need to be back in Waterdeep for a council meeting, so more than happy to accompany you.
Wait, when was that?
That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Unless you were needed there sooner.
I am needed there now.
Right, I can send her there
Then
now,
it's-
and we can travel later if we need to.
Yeah.
I do very much so appreciate this. You've gained incredible favor with the Lord of the North Wind.
Wait, who was that?
Bahamut.
Oh, right.
We have good rapport with Bahamut. We've known some good allies. Under his teachings.
There will be more to come. You can trust me on this.
And as Casimir said, we hope you can feel the need to trust us with anything as well.
Of course.
Alright. Let us be off and we'll get you back to Waterdeep.
Teleportation circle is then cast over the course of an hour. And
Minute.
over the course of a minute, I'm sorry. She waits for your cue and She then bows. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at the council then. Good evening.
We'll see you then.
Farewell.
The energy of the arcane circle.
What about
erupts.
Firebeard? Doesn't he need to go with you?
Firebeard's not there.
I know.
No,
Doesn't
but
he
does he
need to
need
go
to go to
with-
Waterdeep as well?
He'll
We would have
be-
sent him off together.
He'll be fine. He's not urgently needed as I am.
Well, he can come with us tomorrow then.
Of course.
I
Okay.
believe we promised him some ale.
You did. And with that, she steps into the circle and is gone.
So, Belvin, hope you brought your drinking pants.
I mean, I think this is an occasion enough to have a couple. I'm sure Ikram's ready for that.
Fuck yeah.
And just to make sure you're feeling as healthy as can be, Belvin's just gonna use lay on hands to get him to full health.
Cool, cool.
I don't actually know what my max HP was because you've deleted it off my sheet.
I think it was 107.
That's my max HP.
No, Miles.
I don't know if we had the same. Wait, what?
He did have
Wait,
pretty.
what's
He had,
what's
he had
yours,
pretty high.
Brad?
Mine's 130.
It might have been 120 or 109.
Oh, yours is not that high. There's no way that
Nah,
yours is
nah.
not that high. Yours would be close to Casimir's.
I got a +5 con.
Hmm.
You got a D8
I
hit
think-
dice.
Yeah, well, previously, alright, so Casimir's was 107, but I remember yours was in the realm of being close to Sandstorms as well. Because you and
What's
Sandstorms,
Sandstorm's at?
Sandstorms used.
Is it like 91 or something?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Rob just hit 100.
92.
I thought I was higher than.
You're
Kaz.
higher than Sandstorm, but I think I beat you a little bit. Because I had high con.
We'll forget. For now, you have 80 hit points.
Okay.
We'll go back and find on the
The
board
rest
or
of them.
something.
As you make your way along, about to leave the forest, Ikram, can you make me a nature check and -4 from it?
Ouch. I'm just gonna roll it and you just minus the 4.
Okay.
10.
On a 10, you're way too tired to understand anything in this world today. But
Fair enough.
as you're wandering, making your way back, Melvin, you hear it. Brother! Sandstorm's voice. Scouts,
Oh man.
tell us there is force moving towards us from the north. I am riding out to meet them in the field. There's no way I'm letting them get to Riverguard.
What kind of force?
Looks like ogres, kobolds, and other goblinoids. These scum shall die by my blades.
Is this sandstorm?
Do not be hasty, though, brother.
This is the coolest sandstorm ever.
Yeah.
Do not be careless. Come,
Just,
let's grab, alert a few more of the guards, and we'll get a force out there to meet them.
They're already
Just-
in the way with me.
Alrighty.
keep your distance and pick them apart with your arrows.
Yeah.
Until we
Ikram.
arrive.
Ikram, it's up to you, but I would say you'd best rest.
For this, I am going to say that you have full spell slots, and you also have your wild shapes.
Let's do it. It'll be right.
Well, and Belvin's gonna summon Steed. And summon his horse. Alright.
May I
Make-
borrow one of these?
What?
Or are you doing? I was gonna borrow one.
A horse?
Yeah, because
I can only summon one.
Yeah, you can only summon one. You can be a
I'll
horse,
just
though.
wild shape into one.
Um,
Kaz will
and
jump on Ikram.
Belvin's gonna go back into Riverguard. All right, wait for me. I need to get myself properly
His armor.
prepared for a fight. And yeah, I'll go back and I will grab the full plate armor.
Oh wait, so we don't need to go back. We're just
Is it
gonna
full or half plate?
It is full plate now.
Oh,
That's why I need to go back
shit.
for it.
Yeah,
It's finished.
Okay. So as you make your way down,
Wait, do I need to get my clothes and shit?
yeah, you'll need your shit too.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Kaz will go
Junk
talk
out
to the
everywhere.
guards. So what did the scouts say? Like, how far away are they?
They're approaching. They're in the open fields beyond the hills.
Okay, so they're like,
Roughly how long
not too far away.
Yeah, they're not too far away. It's about 10-minute ride, not even 10 minutes back to Riverguard. This is out far in the fields, like where you first encountered Tyrus in his dragon form.
Right.
Okay, so it's not
How
too far.
how far away are they in the field?
That's at least a half. You took them at least a half an hour walk out.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I'll make haste to get back to Riverguard to put on my armor.
I will do the same thing. Where's Enki?
Enki's there as you approach, and he smells you and comes running up to you. Just
I'm gonna ride Enki.
I'd just say, I'd send some guards up to the hill, like, and if they get too close, send a fire as a signal to get everyone inside the castle.
As you're riding close to Riverguard, you can see that the walls have already been lined. The town has already begun its preparation for attackers coming
Okay,
in
good.
and getting ready. You see the alarm's already been raised as you get there. You take about 10 minutes to gather your things, prepare yourselves in what way you can.
I'll ritual cast a phantom steed then.
Okay. You then see Casimir, it's drawn to your attention as you're riding your steed, a firebolt. Is this to Riverguard or back from Riverguard?
This will be in Riverguard
Okay, you summon a phantom steed. And as you finish summoning,
as we're leaving. Yeah.
as you've left, you see that off in the distance there is a firebolt that has gone up into the air. Well, a firebolt in the form of an arrow that's like five
Fire
across.
arrow, yeah. Okay. So they're getting close. All right.
I'm gonna take Enki out with us.
Okay.
Can I send ascending to Aliot?
Yes.
Say a force of kobolds and ogres are threatening the keep. Do you want to come hunt?
She replies back. I've already had our own problems. My worshippers have died. My worshippers are dying.
So this isn't just one attack. Okay. I can't
As-
reply again unless I spend another spell.
That's okay. As you make your way, so as you get yourselves all prepared and ready to engage, you can all make your way out into the hills.
Yep. As long as everyone waited for me, because
Yeah.
Oh, I
it
still
takes,
got to suit up and stuff as well.
well, I mean, it takes Belvin a little bit of time to put plate armor on.
Don't worry, with everyone around you, especially on guard a lot now,
All helping you.
they all pitch in to help. So he cuts the time
So
down dramatically.
Iron Man style, he just kind of puts his arms around everyone, just like.
No, absolutely. It's
All
it's
the-
assembled onto you. It's just like people just go.
And they put it on backwards. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, they put the hole where his tail is meant to go through on the front side, and his. Oh no,
No,
sorry.
that's not it's not a dick hole.
I mean, it's about right, but you know, nah.
Like a chode?
Girth.
Very much so. So, as you all then begin to make your way out into the fields, you see that majority of the guards, some guards have already gone out. Usha has returned. Is there anyone else you'd like to take with you?
Osha's going to stay, I'm assuming.
Usha can stay if you wanted to.
She'll be right. Yeah. Oh,
I'd get it to
Yeah.
stay to keep an eye on the walls. Just,
yeah, good point. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we can pretty
Bag
easily
and
get out.
nails is the only other one
Yeah, he's pretty quick.
I think we should come up because he's good with a bow as well.
Okay, Bag
Does,
of
does
Nails.
Belvin take a bow?
No.
Bag of Nails comes and joins the fray. So I'm going to put him on there. As you begin to make your way out into the fields, you see that there are that breaking past into the hills. That there are already goblins on the back of these wolf-like beasts riding towards. 3 of them. What would you like to do?
Are we meant to be on a different screen, by the way?
What screen are we on currently?
We're still in the
Forest.
Still
forest.
in the forest.
Um,
I'll keep you on the forest just for the second.
so we are on the walls, or are we in front of the walls?
You are beyond the walls, riding out into the fields.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are like a small, just a trio of goblins on beasts.
How many are with us right now?
Guards, or
Yes, just in
you
general.
have 4 guards.
4 guards and everyone else. Where
We've got
are you?
Bows and arrows?
They all have bows and arrows and whatever equipment you wished them to have.
Yeah, just then, like normal guard attire.
Yeah.
I guess.
Swords,
Alright,
shields,
I would
crossbows.
think-
On whoever ended up coming with Belvin, he's going to incite an inspiring leader, encouragement to them all.
Including us.
Including.
Yes.
They are quickly approaching. You see that 2 of them have pulled out their short bows and have taken shots. 19 goes a flying arrow goes towards Belvin up in front, but ting off the armor to the side.
And just so you know,
Your armor is like 22 now.
21.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Nice.
Six creatures, including myself, get temporary hit points of what's my charisma? 16 temporary hit points.
Oh yeah.
Whoever was with me.
Nice.
So there are 4 guards with you, and plus Casimir and Ikram.
Yep.
So this is going to be a bit of a narrative combat from here on out for just like a little bit. As you go past these goblins, what do you want to do? They're approaching you. They're only about 30 feet away.
Oh shit.
Yes.
I would have been firing at them as they approached
Okay. What would you
from
pick
like
up?
Yeah.
from like 90 feet away at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing. Belvin will just with his longsword in hand, he'd just be like, "Men, fire!" And then it's just
There's a riding on the 4 horses behind you. They fan out quickly, pull out their loaded crossbows, and set loose. As Casimir also does his cast his magic. We have two crits and a 19.
nice.
Nice.
From your
'cause I
archers.
missed.
I might do the same thing with my bow.
My axe.
see how bad this goes.
It's a -4 on whatever you roll.
It's still a
Oh,
normal
yeah.
roll or is it disadvantage?
Still a
Normal roll, just -4.
Okay. The fuck is it?
9.
On a 9, the arrow goes beyond them and explodes, bursting out into distance. Though with the 2 crits and a 19,
Judge me.
the archers on horseback take out the riders as the wolf-like beings then scatter off. As you then
Alright.
continue riding towards it, and then it's once you go over a couple of crests, you then see in the hills above, towards the more rocky outcrops, towards the forest in the backdrop, you then see where this battle is. You can tell Sandstorm's there, as there's arcs of lightning going everywhere, as if he's teleporting from left to right to side to side. And you see 2 large ogres, as I'd like to move you on over to the screen. You're all at the bottom of the map, and I'm saying that you have reached this far. It's all happening very fast. You guys beginning to approach, head towards what seems to be hobgoblins brandishing longswords. Ogres are running towards the current survivors. At the edge of the crest before it rises, there are 3 Casimirs. You can see 3 red mages ready to sling spells, and surrounding them are small little demons. You know them as dretchers. Kobolds line everywhere as they throw slings or hurl rocks towards the Riverguard force. Though a couple of soldiers have died, Sandstorm is dealing the majority of the damage as he's acting as a deterrent force between the current survivors. You see George is frantically holding up his crossbow and firing when he can, reloading, firing again, reloading quickly as possible, firing at the kobolds when he can. What would you like to do? So this is going to be a narrative combat, so you tell me what you want to do, we'll roll for it, and we'll go from there.
Belvin's going to turn to Casimir and Ikram and also the guards. He's like, those mages there are the main threat right now. If you can get a line of sight, take them out first. I'm going to assist Sandstorm in the group he's with right now.
I think Sandstorm's most suited for that task. So these groups of 3, are they our guys or they bad guys?
Nah,
They're bad guys, they're hobgoblins.
hobgoblins.
So the only friendlies we have are here and here, right?
Yes.
They're hobgoblins too, aren't they? These
Oh,
guys.
these 3 are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Belvin's going to head towards where Sandstorm is on this map anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much just run straight into these hobgoblins on his horse and just swing up on his longsword to try to take them out.
Okay, make me an attack roll. Just one will do. How do you do this?
Yeah, I just lob some heads on horseback, just like.
In riding over on Kayla, rearing up and having her jump up onto this small plateau, you just come up and going across, and you just hear "brother" as these 3 hobgoblins all just fall in a flash.
It's like, and then I'm just going to turn around to the other guards as well. That might looking pretty battered, are they?
They're looking fairly battered, but they're at the same time just like in awe at you coming across, and you see they've hauled off probably about 30 kobolds in this area that have been running towards them. It looks like they've been circled by these groups of goblin riders while they've been fighting as well. George is managing to pick off each of them one by one when he can.
Yeah.
So they don't get surrounded.
That was my go in a sense.
Casimir.
Getting there.
Alright. So we're... Fuck, it's a big area.
It's a big area. You are in the fields.
Okay. Dretches. So we've encountered dretches before, right?
Yeah, there's just small, very lesser demons.
But they're resistant or immune to fire, I think, right?
They're resistant to fire, but they are quite weak. They're not the hardiest of creatures.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I might try and thin out sort of like the middle ranks then. So then the guards can take out some of the weaker dudes up front.
Okay.
So I'm gonna... I'll move up a little bit. And I'm gonna throw a fireball.
Man,
Has-
if you were ever going to throw a fireball, this is the fucking time to throw
It's got 150 foot range.
Yeah.
So. And a 20-foot radius. So I could hit 40 feet worth. Oh. I think I missed out a couple, but I can basically hit most of this group here.
Okay. So you let your fireball off. I'm going to make one dexterity. I'm going to roll 1d20.
One.
Just one for the entire section. On a 13, doesn't reach DC.
That fails.
And so anything from here.
I might cast it at 5th level.
Okay.
I'll cast it. Ooh, 37.
37. And with that, there is an incineration across as kobolds turn to dust. These hobgoblins then lay onto, then go flying onto the floor for the impact. Dretches go out as the two ogres then begin to run into the space. Just they come running up. You see the mages, 3 of them, then hold up a staff, and you hear them chant "Wustata" in some abyssal phrases as the ogres are slowly towards you. There is a rip in the fabric of reality on the ground as this bubbling pool then begins to spread in a huge diameter. You see these 2 massive clawed fists reach up from the ground. Massive horns rear out of the ground. This being pulling itself from the abyss. As it rears up, Casimir, this demon, a Garistro, the demonic abyssal siege weapon of demons. As if they pulled their trump card early to deal with you now, it comes. Make a perception check. On a 10, you see, just as you let off your fireball on the ground, there is a flash, there is a shadow that bears across the earth just after you've scorched it from above. Something blots the sun out for a second.
Uh-oh. Can I look up?
You look up towards the sun and you see that there is a silhouette, draconic in form. You then hear the roar of the Garistro. As you then look towards it, it charging. You then see the shadow again narrows from above. You then hear a rise in the pitch that's spread crosses the battlefield. From above, you see two gigantic wings that then spread as they catch the air in its descent. The Garistro looks up. This gigantic demonic siege weapon, made petite by the mass and length of the clawed hind legs that then sink into its chest. Falling from the sky, up above it, from above onto it.
Oh shit, reinforcements have arrived.
You can hear the sound of the cracking of the ribs from it from the demon. As this creature's head, this dragon's maw, comes out as these two masses and cause an earthquake as the Garistro falls to the ground. Dust then goes flying. You believe a couple of creatures just got crushed under the weight of the beans as well. You see, strapped around the dragon is a form of a strange form of harness of sort. I'm not entirely sure. You've never seen one quite like it. It's old. You see its flared five-crested head glistens as white as snow, crystal. Its maw crushes down onto the demon's head, crushing a part of the horn, tearing off a part of the mouth, and then roars. In their fear, the creatures move and dance around it as the dragon spreads its wings back up again. You then hear the arcane words of a fireball being cast as an eruption of flame strikes it from the side. You then see that as if scorching rays go flaring out in an effort to strike at it. You also hear the words and the arcane sigils of a polymorph spell going off in the distance. As the spells go off, you feel the cube to your side awaken. As the absorption effect, the cube comes out. The cube suddenly awakens, rising to the air as it opens up on each of its sides. Glows. You then see the fireball dissipate back into the magic that first formed that the scorching rays does as well. They are taking out from existence back into their primal magical forms. The surrounding of the dragon itself is that of the polymorph magic being then sucked into the cube. These three spells then max out the power of stored space within the cube. You then see Casimir. The dragon looks you dead in the eye as a pair of smaller wings spread from the neck and shoulder mounted saddle. These familiar wings form and create arcane circles that then shatter, imposing their magic across. As I'd like to welcome familiar sight to you all. Welcome.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey! Don't mind me.
What an entrance.
Just casually entering.
Yes. This is the most casual I can do.
And you were just thrown up on stream now.
Woo!
So I'd like to welcome Viridian Knight and
Hello.
Welcome.
her friend. She comes riding on in.
Hello, friend.
Yes. This is my friend.
The dragon then rears up towards the Garistro, and then you just see, like in Godzilla, the first movie, just blast of cold just goes shattering down upon it, that then spreads out across, hitting, enveloping as well the ogres. So I'm just going to roll some dice if you'd like to take your thing and do your thing there, McGath.
Oh god, what am I doing? Wait, it's my turn.
It's your turn. You've come riding in on the back of your companion.
So is
You can you can see the battlefield around you, and they are behind you on the other side.
yes. But to be brutally honest, I'm kind of going to ignore them for a moment.
Priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not really my first priority. And I'm going to chain lightning the 3 red mages, wizards, whatever they are. I've been here 2 seconds and I've forgotten everything.
Those red bastards.
The red bastards.
Okay, go for it.
Holy shit.
Zap. Oof. It's not deeps.
Right, so they're going to make me dexterity saving throws, and I definitely have their character sheets up. Of course I would. I would definitely have their character sheets up and be ready for this.
I'm pretty sure they failed then.
More than likely.
I mean, it's a pretty high save.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Oh my god.
Still a fail.
Still fails.
They're
And
good rolls and they still fail.
so, how do you do this as you cast your spell?
Well, McCaff is just going to be focusing on them, and basically all she does is sort of raise her hand up and like point to probably the closest one, the first one she sees. And I imagine above them, the arcane circles appear.
Mm-hmm.
And just one appears in front of, above each of them and just strikes them. So a very commanding way of casting the spell.
Yeah.
The lightning strikes, heads off from one to the other. You see all their bodies just begin to shatter as they begin to then smoke. Their eyes just, each one of them just fall. And with that, the Garisto underneath the claws then begins to melt and dissolve. The dragon then roars, its tail swiping out to the side, taking out 8 kobolds. Just then beats its wings. The ogres then go flying back under their own weight from the pressure caused. The dragon rears up. Ikram, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm playing? Shit.
That isn't it, Ikram?
So, it kind of threw a bit of a factor into my. Well, I'm going.
Can't tidal wave it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't fucking tidal wave the dragon.
How accurate's the distancing here?
Fairly accurate.
Fairly accurate.
It's accurate.
Okay. All this.
Yes, it's a 60-foot dragon.
It's massive. You thought a Rathator was big? No, this petites him.
Oh my god.
The dragon's kind of not in this area, is it?
No.
Alright, I'm going to... And what's the terrain? Is it just grass and like dirt?
Grass and dirt. It's like a mall.
I'm gonna cast Wrath of Nature on these minions over here. Basically, it just becomes difficult terrain for them now. And yeah, difficult terrain, and if there's any roots or vines at the because there's no trees or anything around, is there?
are there rocks?
There's rocks.
So you can use the rocks one.
Okay, and then I might do the rock one as a bonus action then.
Okay. As the wrath of nature takes hold of the vines from the grass and deep below in the earth and to sprout out into the area around these kobolds and also around the riding goblin riders. The rocks as well begin to launch to the creatures around in the area. So you can make me a ranged spell attack. So it's going to be wisdom, roll a d20, plus proficiency bonus, plus things. So if you do have if you have Vine Whip or Grasping Vine,
Do you Pokemon?
I can use Vine Whip.
It'll be just a +5. It's a D20 +5.
Secretly a Bulbasaur?
Could I be a Bulbasaur?
roll d20 plus 5.
+5.
He didn't say no.
That's the role to become a Bulbasaur.
Welcome for the Bulbasaur roll. With that, you can roll 3d8
Solar beam.
as the rocks all begin to shoot out and hit towards the kobolds.
Nice.
How do you destroy them?
I didn't really picture it, but how big are they?
The kobolds or the rocks?
Oh, the kobolds. They
Kobolds are small creatures.
Yeah, see, I pictured them under the rocks being like kind of yay big, and then it just basically just
Only.
yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure if something was
Smash them in the
launched
Like
and the right spot, it could kill someone.
fucking pancake them.
like one could just be like underneath it, and then just shoots up, and smashes them in the face, and
No, absolutely. And that just takes out that entire section of kobolds to the side.
oh, legit.
Yeah, that is.
That's a,
With
that's
3
a
rocks.
That's a 5th level spell.
Yeah,
Oh my god, you took out the dragon too?
you took out the dragon too.
I don't mean to brag, but
With 3 rocks.
heaven changed me, bro.
So, how would we like
It'd be a
to?
hell of a fucking story, wouldn't it? Killed a dragon with 3 rocks once.
I'd like you to take a consensus. Who would like to roll me a D100 to tell the tide of this next round of battle, and just think about little descriptions about what your character would do to see if they retreat or if they continue the fight.
Look, I mean,
Wait,
I
does
think
each person do a D100 or just one
person
person?
will.
This
Ah.
one.
I think the guests should,
Eh.
because I feel like they're the most
They're having the biggest impact
strongest
right
force at this point in time.
now.
Nah.
Maybe. Just a little bit.
Okay, sorry, what was it? It was a D...
100.
D100.
100.
You should summon another blue eyes white dragon.
Paper.
Together.
34.
Wow, where'd that go down? Alright. So,
Oh.
not even. Besides the dumb ogres, the rest of the goblins realize this is a losing fight in running terror of the dragon's greatness. Though the ogres are done, they are also frightened, but frightened so much their legs cannot move. So they are just going to attack the thing that is scaring them. The kobolds run in fear, in horror, as the dragon lets off a mighty roar. How would you like to do this, Makath?
Oh, Ooh. Is there? Can I say her name?
I'll leave that up to you.
No.
What would
You don't have to if you don't want to at this point.
I mean, it's just a name.
It's just a name.
Doesn't mean anything. Arethatis.
Not a Reese's.
No, Arethatis. Unbeknownst to me, Arethatis is the name of another NPC that like killed someone. Yeah, she's. So it's just the ogres that are attacking. The kobolds especially aren't attacking.
Kobolds are trying to run and flee.
Yeah, should kind of let them go.
If that's the case, Belvin will instruct anybody with a ranged weapon to take down every single one that's trying to run.
Yeah. Kill them all.
No survivors.
Fire.
Because then they will just regroup and come again.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll just command Arethatis to finish off the ogres.
She rears back. Let's see, what's she going to do actually?
Ha! I flipped it back on you.
Thank you. Let's see. She's going to do a thing. Or should she just do the dragon thing? Yeah, she's just going to do the dragon thing.
Why not?
Rears her head back, looks at these two dumb pieces of filth, and she rears up her head. You see that the air around the air around the surrounding area begins to frost and become like snow. She gathers it in, just lets out an incredible blast of a blizzard from her mouth, enveloping a massive area, turning it into a new winter wonderland. As she stalks towards these two ogres, still breathing out onto them this blizzard, this hailstorm, freezes them in their tracks, and then rears her head back and snaps at one's head, ripping it, swallowing it. Lets out a victorious roar.
Okay.
That's where we will take our break.
Nice.
Hey, thank you for joining in with us tonight. We are gonna have a bit of a break, but we'll be right back, fam. So have some water. We'll take a bit of a chill, and especially for our cast, I'll put our be right back screen on. So we will be back in due course. Stay right there.
Tea time.
Tea time. I didn't turn my audio on, so the stream didn't hear that, and I'm very upset. I'm very upset that the stream just missed that because that was pretty good, pretty funny. But welcome back to Dragon's Brew D&D, and we're going to dive straight back into what has just transpired directly into post-fight as the dragon has reared up, frozen solid these ogres as the rest of your forces begin to mop up the kobolds and the hobgoblins. So I leave it to you. Vitreous is chewing on the frozen corpse of the ogre. And then looks to you, McCaff, and then to its force to the south.
McCath? Is that really you?
She'll start so yeah, the harness works. She's strapped in, so she's constantly sort of standing up. So she'll undo all the leg straps and fly off Arifatis and just sort of stand next to her, sort of just gently patting her. She's kind of a bit dazed. She's not quite ready. You can see she's kind of hearing you. She's just not registering what's going on.
The dragon's tail flicks.
McCath.
She'll get Arifatis' attention and just go, I think it would be best if you took another form.
The head turns to you, eyes you, and just...
Please, you'll be safer here that way.
The draconic form then shines in a white light as the mass of the being then shifts down smaller and smaller and smaller to that of humanoid size. What's there as the white light dissipates?
She turns into a white tabaxi in very ornate sort of clothing similar to what McCaff's wearing. And what McCaff is wearing is very different. It's ornate, it's got tassels, it's got a very sorcerer type of vibe, which was unlike what she'd wore before. Almost as if it's from a different century, a different time. It's not modern at all, nothing like what she wears usually. And yeah, Arifatis will wear something a bit similar, more similar to what the tabaxis up north were wearing. And she'll take a deep breath in and start walking towards the boys with Arifatis in tow. Hi, Belvin. I see I can't leave you boys alone without getting yourself into serious harm.
It hasn't been that long since we last saw you. And from the looks of things, a lot has happened.
Yes. And the closer she comes towards you guys, the more you notice that the sort of draconicness that was almost taking over her, sort of the scales on her face, the you can see through her sleeves and through a panel on her chest that the materials see through, and you can see where the draconic spikes were sort of coming through. They've disappeared. Her face seems more in a pattern of stripes more than just scales, sort of like it's been tamed. Something's caused it to sort of recede from her face. And yeah, she'll be like, I've learned a lot in basically a week. I have a lot to share.
Well, don't think it's a great place to talk here.
No.
I think it'd be best if we go back to Riverguard. But I will not make this decision alone. I turn to Casimir, Ikram, and Sandstorm. What say all of you as well?
I have my
I'm gonna look at
concern.
Casimir.
Like, all right. So the timing is very good. Plus points for timing. Also, very wary of this enormous white dragon, and I kind of don't want to just like let it into the house. Basically.
It's in tabaxi form.
Yeah, but what if it goes under Baxi form with all their civilians around?
Is Casimir saying this out loud? Or
No, we're like,
Casimir, you
Okay.
can voice your concerns to the group.
and we have our earring set as well. We can.
Well,
make it-
if that is your concern, how about we just move closer to the walls?
Why don't we go to the tavern?
It's something that's closer to Riverguard. We don't necessarily have to go back in. I mean, even if it's closer to the outer perimeter. Not in the open fields.
Okay.
I was gonna say, how about the forest?
I was just thinking that.
All right. And Belvin will turn back to the guards and be like, "You
Done.
all did great work in defending the area. Go back to Riverguard and tell everyone that we have thwarted this attack. And yous all take the rest of the day off.
Yep.
Rest up."
Before that, I think we should stay on alert. I contacted Elliot, and the lizard folk seem to have been attacked in the swamp as well, so there might be more enemies around.
Dragon
Alrighty.
Nails steps forward and say, I'll take some of the men and I'll go to have a look.
Very good.
Yeah, scout out what you can see, and then let us know, and then we might need to replan.
Aye.
But those of you here now, go back. Whoever is feeling more healthy than the others,
Yeah. Swap out.
be
for some
on
of the-
be on call.
Swap out for some of the guys.
Yeah.
Taking it easy on the walls.
But
Yeah.
and then Belle's just gonna go over and just like, he's definitely earned a little bit of rest.
And a free round on Sandstorm.
That day is, yeah. Even George just figures a clap.
Alrighty. Alright, let's be off. Let's not hang around too long. And how do you wish to travel, Macath?
Macath will cast her wings. I'm happy to fly.
Alright. Belvin will just start riding on along then.
How would Orifites travel?
Wings.
Cool. I thought she could summon wings. I just wanted to make sure.
Tabaxi with wings.
Tabaxi with dragon wings, I'm gonna say.
So it's back to dragon wings occur.
Interesting.
Or a dragon with tabaxi wings.
What?
I'm with Monty on this. What?
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 I don't even know what to picture.
Just a dragon with like 2 sandstorms for wings.
God, that's horrible.
Not what I was actually trying to picture, but okay.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not me, it's the dragon.
So
Anyway.
you head back towards the forest. You can go as deep as you want, but you find a nice little you find a fallen tree that has fallen from natural reasons, of course, and there is moss hanging around it. There is a small stream running from the Delimbra River into here, forming a small portion of a lake. Well, small portion of a pond. You see that there are little leeks and reeds growing around.
Perfect spot.
Perfect.
So, I open the floor to you.
Alright. Firstly, thanks for your timely assistance. But I have to ask what you're doing here.
Well, I think it only makes sense that I return back. Turns out I was kept there for more than the reason of providing research to Arafator. I think it's there that I explain the whole story. So, the story actually goes back to one of my ancestors, the original Macaf the Red. Macaf the Red was a researcher similar to myself. She lived a few hundred years ago. She traveled up north and no one saw her for a very long time. She returned back to the city that will soon to be called Waterdeep and gave birth to a child and then returned back. See, no one knew who the other parent of this child was, but it started the draconic lineage in my family. What we didn't realize, and what was later revealed to me, is Orifites here is the ancestor and the lover of Macaf the Red. I was given as a gift to Orifites by Arafator, who believed I was the original Macaf. So when she found out, we decided to bond like parents and children should. See, Orifites is not a follower of Tiamat, unlike Arafator. Orifites likes her icy kingdom up north, and she wants it to stay that way. People and all.
She nods.
So, when I told her about what was happening with the cult and what was happening with you guys, she agreed to help me return and to stay by my side. So, I offer my assistance and my loyalty to you. I know I did fracture that when I did injure you, Casimir. I'm extremely sorry for that. I believed if you didn't have the veil on, that he would stop attacking you. That was the only thing I was trying to do. And I'm very sorry. But I mean no other ill will and no other harm to befall you. And yeah, that's basically what's happened. We teleported not too far from here, and whilst I was doing a quick fly around to see where we were, we noticed the scouts and the small army heading to Riverguard. And luckily I managed to find you before anything happened. At least I thought I did. And she'll look at Ikram.
Your fly's undone.
I've studied enough magic to know the smell of death when I smell it.
We've had a trying week or so as well.
Well,
Just lift up my neck and
honestly, just based on our recent encounters, it is difficult to take to believe your words, but I do hope
Zone
they are
of
the
truth. You can cast any spell. I'm more than willing to provide you with any truths you wish to know. I do not mean any ill will to you, Casimir, and I want you to believe that.
I'll take your word for it. But I hope my faith isn't misplaced.
Then I believe the question I would like to ask you is better saved for another day.
Well, we'll be happy to have your assistance.
Mm-hmm.
We need as many allies as we can get now. Belvin, you've been very quiet.
I'm just learning from experience now, Casimir, to sit back and to wait for your opinion first.
You are the most
Thank
opinionated.
And stubborn.
I choose not to get into an argument if it came to that again. Not saying that I will bend over to what you say, but just to let you voice yours first.
That's fine. If you don't want to be on the losing side of a debate with me, then
And I'm just
I
gonna,
understand.
But since you actually have a reasonable sense to you today, and he's gonna walk over to Mekath and pretty much just embrace her in a big hug.
As you come close enough, you'll notice that Belvin's holy symbol is sort of sewn into her outfit. And she'll hug you back. She'll embrace back.
It's really good to see you.
It's very good to see you.
You hear the
Nice,
patter.
Nice.
You hear the patter of paws on Arifatif's crossed arms.
And Belvin will step back and actually go over to... And her name again?
Arifatis.
Arifatis. It's a pleasure to meet you. and to be in your presence.
Calm down. He's the one I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's one.
Sniffs you. Just.
Yes, the Dragonborn that isn't a Dragonborn. We've discussed this.
Belvin's just gonna be like, yeah, the battlefield does not do anybody kind of religion.
Yeah, you could definitely do with a bath, that's for sure.
I think we all, especially the one that's just come from death, I'm sure he needs
No, he always stinks.
Belvin, you are very sweet, but she's also a dragon and has probably never bathed in her life.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I mean,
Just stank.
the code probably doesn't allow that.
Probably.
Too
Anyway,
cold
I
to
think we
stink.
should make our way back to Riverguard then. There's things to discuss. We actually have we have to go to Waterdeep tomorrow for a council meeting. Which I'm sure that you would actually be an interesting topic as well, so...
Yes, considering they're probably aware of me being missing and are probably curious about how I'm not missing anymore.
They definitely know that you've been missing. But I don't know how many people would know that you were back yet.
No one knows.
Probably just us.
So we will discuss on how we are planning to proceed with this. Back at the key.
And while you are here, could I ask that Refatis doesn't revert to her dragon form?
Of course.
Thank you.
You can take a more natural form, but must stay human-sized. You know this. Sorry, she took the form of a tabaxi because it's kind of the only race, humanoid race around. You would be well aware.
Up north, yeah.
What about a tabaxi?
What?
Yeah,
Change it
what's-
to tabaxi?
That's what...
That's what she is.
That's what
Oh,
it
I
is.
thought you said a tiefling.
No.
No,
Oh,
Back.
Nah.
that's Makath.
I'm the
That's
Tieflin.
My bad.
Well, I mean, she can always turn into Dragonborn.
I'm sure the Keeper's been comfortable with just one chromatic Dragonborn.
Sure.
I'm not sure if a second one will be as welcomed, especially since it isn't one of you just transformed.
Yes, but if whoever is accompanying us, I'm sure a lot of people would understand.
A dog.
Our
A pet?
reputation in Riverguard, you know, I would like to think is in high regard, so...
The cult is still our enemy. We can take those risks, but
Well, whatever she's comfortable with, of course.
of course.
Alrighty. Alright, let's go back to Riverguard.
And you exit the forest, make your way down the trail till you hit the main road, and you come on into Riverguard, the now flourishing, though on high alert, settlement is no longer just the slowly slowly repaired keep you once knew it as, but now is actually a flourishing community. A tavern, the stalls. It's well and truly a home. As I'm going to move you over onto it. Of course, it's been a while since we've seen the place.
It wasn't after the Void Dragon?
Oh shit.
What? I can't remember when the last time McCaff would have seen Riverguard. That's the thing.
It was after the Aboleth.
Yeah, but I don't know what that's in context to.
There was like
It was like over a year ago.
Yeah, the transparency thing.
There was no
it was
like
probably about a
surrounding
year and a
village.
half. And yeah, there was nothing around. Nothing was built up.
It was just the
Okay.
keep. Just the keep
Cool.
itself.
Yeah.
That was. I just need to know what events surrounded it so I could figure out.
Thank
No.
you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Cool. There was nothing, and now there's
The
building.
town.
It's a full-on town. You get to the corner store, you pass the watchtower as you're coming on in. There are people, there are guards lining the walls, there are streets, there are buildings under construction still during the all the riff-raff as well.
Yeah, McCaff sort of reverted sort of inwards because this is also the first time she's been around a lot of people
In a
in
long
like
time.
in like almost, I think it's 2 years. Did we say?
Yeah, it's been well and truly over 2 years.
Yeah.
As you come on into Riverguard, you go past a tavern. There is guards at the front. One of them's James is going, "Hey, we're allowed to drink right now. We've sent the other guys out. Isn't that true? Or we're good? Okay. Daggerdale's is headed off to the swamps. We'll keep you posted."
Remember, as soon as anything you find, come back to us straight away. But until then, drink up. And remember, it's on Sandstorm.
Sandstorm just looks at you, just.
Because now if he takes it back, he looks like a dick.
and that's when Belvin's just like, "That's what you get for being a sook earlier." And he's just gonna shove him.
Welcome, Joygasm. Hello. Perfect timing.
Hello.
Hello.
Fucking sandstorm.
As you can head on into the keep. The keep itself it's got some new features.
It probably does.
You showed drinks for everyone.
Shit. A lot has happened, Joygasm. But we will have to find out next week as the friends give McCaff the tour of Riverguard, along with Ikram taking his time to rest and recuperate for the day before heading off to Waterdeep. Last minute celebrations are had. Conversation can be done as well on what you want to do. If McCaff, you want to accompany the boys to Waterdeep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
She'll
think it'll help things.
Then in the morn,
she'll go, but probably not Orifitis.
We can say,
Probably avoid complications.
Yeah.
if to make it her more comfortable, she can come, but she can stay at our inn.
The
We have
only
an
thing,
inn in Waterdeep, so
the only thing is she's still a dragon. Like it's like a polymorph.
A chromatic dragon, and Waterdeep did get attacked by a fucking huge swarm of dragons.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
So-
I mean, depends. Whatever she feels comfortable. Does she feel comfortable? Like if she, because we teleport straight to the inn. And if she stays at the inn, at least she'll know she's in the same city as Macath.
She's fine, like, without Macath. She's an ancient white dragon. She's...
I don't know how attached she is,
yes.
you know?
Rifitis does put a paw on your shoulder.
Can the Rifitis talk?
I can, yes.
No.
Just prefers not to.
Yeah.
No surroundings. But I am... As I am... Voice is a bit strange in this tabaxia form. Now... I am happy to... take a leave for a day. I'd like to go see what the meals await for me by the ocean. Warmer down here, but I'm sure I can fix that.
Fuck's sake. Don't destroy our ecosystem.
If they take her to a room, Macath will just make sure it's like a room away from everyone else's sort of thing. Because she'll just blast it with ice.
She enjoys it there. She looks
Make
out...
a little freezer.
As she looks out the window while she's there, she's like, stares at the teleportation pad and turns and says, inactive, yes? Pointing towards the teleportation pad.
Why?
I take that as a yes. Subdue the magic from you, I guess. Walks past Casimir and straight down towards the teleportation pad. You can follow if you wish.
Yes, I will. Just don't want her to fuck with the circle.
As she's walking
You're a
down...
cat. What are you expecting?
As she's walking down, you hear... As she's walking down, you hear... There is a wonderful... From memory. There is a wonderful island. Out from the ocean. Where there are great beasts that are brimming with delicious, gooey fats. Sea beasts. I think I'll pay them a visit as she walks up the steps.
Macath will run after her and sort of grab her wrist and just go, please stay here. We can't run the risk of anyone finding you. You're a special case in this war. If anyone finds you, they'll immediately think you're attached to the cult, immediately think you're attached to Tiamat, and they will kill you or they will trap you.
Then
I have told you about what he has, and she'll gesture to Casimir. I'm sure by now the cult has a way of being able to control you. I will bring you back whatever you like from Waterdeep. If you just stay here. At least until I come back.
something
Here.
delicious.
Okay. I'll give you this. And she'll bring out the original Macath's diary.
You are a great treasure. All
You
the
can-
memories.
You can read it all day, and I will bring you back something. Just please stay here. And please try to not look too attention grabbing.
I'll have to find a good reading space then.
Yes, there are plenty within the walls or the forest. But other than that, I would limit it.
Yeah, the forest is good. Casimir's just like down the corner. Stay out of trouble.
And she's going to put her hand up on your hair, ruffle it, put her forehead to yours. As that low gargled purr goes, anything to keep you safe.
And she'll, go and help her find a room or find somewhere for her to stay. And
Very nice. As a night of recuperation comes across everyone, we all find our spaces to lay our heads, for the next leg of the journey awaits. Ikram, you lay down, head on a pillow. There is no heat to your body. There's no warmth. You gather yourself around a fire to find that peace. And
I'm cold, or like I feel cold, or
you feel cold. You feel like your body has no warmth to it whatsoever. As you begin to nod off and head to sleep, you dream of a infinite darkness to which, in far in the distance, this dark void is one shining, radiant light, drawing ever closer towards you, followed by a roar of immense power that then is followed by a wave of celestial energy that then washes over you. And with that, we'll end our session. A lot happened then.
Yeah. A few big bombs.
A few big bombs here and there.
Yeah.
A successful resurrection.
Yay.
Woo!
And a return of a friend. GG. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are Dragons and Cats, and this is Dragons Brew D&D. I'd like to welcome McCaff back to the group. And we can go around one by one and say what we thought about tonight, what we enjoyed, and then we'll hop on off out of here. So who'd like to start?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. That's fair.
Well, it was surprising,
That's good. Well,
especially
Yeah.
the
Didn't expect that.
whole
entrance.
ancient dragon riding Macath pops in.
Well,
yeah, that was a big shock.
I was expecting, like a cool horde sort of fight happening, and then all of a sudden this fucking big demonic thing gets summoned, and then an ancient dragon gets dropped.
It's like, no.
So,
That was wild.
glad you had fun, Joygasm. You did such a wonderful work tonight on as Sand Knot, and I'd like to give you inspiration.
all those nat 20s he rolled.
Bruh.
Nothing but nat 20s. 18 of them, in fact.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll be back next week for Dragons Brew D&D as we take our friends to a council in Waterdeep on the Cult of the Dragon activities in the next phase of what they're going to do to save the world, with a new friend in tow. until
Well,
then,
not new. Also, can I say something?
Yes.
So, I am Viridian Knight. I'm used to doing this outro on Monday nights. Same on Dragon. It is here on Dragon to Cats channels. We are called the Underachievers. We're doing really cool. We're fighting a cowboy. Cowboy's unconscious, fell into the water. Doing great. I play a half orc, half tiefling, or the Talk barbarian. She's amazing. I love her. She was raised by halflings, so she has a country accent. And she summoned a bear as her ancestral guardian, so we're doing pretty well. We have party infighting, which is great.
before initiative was even rolled.
Yeah,
Oof.
we joke that the dwarf in our party is racist, which is just very funny. We have 2 tiefling, one being one hellspawn, one drow, and a fire genasi, and it's great. We're all very chaotic. You think this party's organized? They are compared to us. So that's on Monday at 7, 8. Between then, just like this campaign, you can also find Kyle.
They're always on time.
Yeah. You can also find Kyle on Tall Squall's channel. They're not playing this week
Or
Good.
next week.
or next week because of Gen Con, but he plays in Tall Squall's campaign Device. It's really cool. He plays Vidar Lycran, a warlock hexblade moon elf who's hella cool, really dumb and stupid, just chaotic as fuck. Good fashion sense, but that's the only thing he's good at. And the rest of the party is hella cool. Plus, Tall Squall is my dad. So, yeah. There you
good
go.
dad.
Also, because he's not here, you can find Joygasm on his channel where he's really good at streaming. He does Tuesday nights, community nights. He chucks in other streams here and there. They're all really fun. He's a really cool guy. So please go check him out, even though he was not here.
And he will hopefully be back next week. We'll talk. Until, and thank you so much, Rudy, for that. That was wonderful and much better than I could ever do it. So, just like this dice, friends, foes, and familiars, remember, just like Viridian, where is it? Keep rolling 20s. We're out. Roll a 9. Bye.
Bye.